Hello guys, and welcome back to yet another Minecraft Let's Play episode. Back on the Iron Republic today, and this is the FTB server. A place we haven't been in a while, and that is because I haven't really had the time to record on FTB much, and even do stuff on FTB. Like, in FTB you gotta really get into it, and spend like hours on end doing something, and completing your project really, while on Vanilla, I feel more like you can leave a project for later or something like that. So, yeah, I've recorded an episode on here today, or yesterday, yeah, that was yesterday, and the volume today, very quiet, so I'm re-recording this today. It's mostly going to be a tool because of that. Yesterday's episode, we built that thing right over there, and today I'll show you it off. It's a pretty in-depth design of a tree farm, made completely in Computercraft. Of course, you see there is transmuters or whatever those are called that lead to the barrels. Those are of course red power, and the solar panels are IC2, but mostly it is powered by Computercraft. The most essential part of a farm is Computercraft. Okay, so you guys might have noticed that this place has changed, and this is a completely different place, and that is because I wanted to move. The last place I was in, I just dug big holes, and I thought of doing floating islands there, but that idea didn't really work out because, I don't know, didn't really stick to me for some reason. Anyways, so I decided to relocate and make this base completely secret, so no one knows about this base except for a select handful of people, and that is why I have the raise minimap disabled as well as all my waypoints. So yeah, no one will know about this base, because some people have itchy fingers, especially on FTB. Doesn't happen much on vanilla, you know, but on FTB people tend to borrow a lot. I guess they want to get to the more advanced things faster. But anyways, yeah, I started this new base in a mountain, which looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? I mean, take a look at the glass outside. It goes with the form of a mountain. Pretty sweet, eh? Look at that, just with a form of a mountain, as if it's a built-in house sort of thing. And I added this grass over here. Not sure what I'm gonna make of the ceiling. Probably just stone. I don't want to make it something fancy. I mainly came back to FTB to sort of explore the land more than just stay in one place. But making like a storage room is something that I really want to do. Anyways, we've got our basic machines. These I grabbed from spawn since no one lives at spawn anymore. I thought of leaving them there, but I decided to just bring them along just because not to waste the materials on new machines. Got a macerator, a furnace, a compressor, and an electrolyzer, an extractor. Boom. And a robo machine, electrolyzer, industrial blast furnace, and I even made a matter fab. This didn't take quite as long as I expected, but I had the iridium for it from the end, got some sheldonite, and it was pretty easy to get this matter fab going. The only thing that we lack is scrap at the moment, because I set up this barrel with a bunch of scrap, and then because I set it to when redstone signal was off to pulse, it just spilt it all over the floor, and when I came back the barrel was empty, and there was only 8 stacks of scrap in here. But as you see, we have 8 UU matter, enough for 1 iridium ore. That is pretty cool, isn't it? Anyways, we have a chunk loader in here loading 25 chunks, so it reaches all the way to the end of that tree farm, so that tree farm is always working. But yeah, I started digging out this area back here also, and in this area I am looking to build a huge storage room. Not huge, but like for the most essential materials like the ores and stuff, and maybe make some processing chambers as well. So yeah, gonna get it more into Formcraft. As you see, I planted a bunch of silverwood trees, which I got on the way of getting here. And yeah, probably Mistcraft too. I want to do like the more exploring part of the Minecraft pack more than the technical part. But the turtles are cool as well, so I'm going to continue like mining operations with the turtles too. Let's put our goggles of reviewing on. These were not made by me, these were made for me by Mr. Chimick. And as you see, we have some ore nodes around here. So there is one big one over here. I'm not sure how to determine if it's pure or not, but this one looks pretty pure, I guess. It's emitting lightning because it's fixing the flux in the atmosphere. And as you see, we have a 557 node, which is very, very powerful. Over here, we planted another silverwood, and we chopped down the silverwood here. So the two nodes of the silverwoods combine to form a 279 node. And in all these, they seem to have not really flown towards each other, how I thought they would. And yeah, they didn't make a huge node of sorts, as I thought they would, which is quite disappointing. Maybe I'll plant more trees in between them so they move closer together and stuff like that. But let's make a bed and sleep off the night, because we are alone on the server, which is quite surprising considering how popular FTB is. But this week I have a whole week off, which means that I can get on when everybody is at school. So yeah, that is probably the reason for most of the people's absences. And as you see, I've spammed chat with T's and tests because I wanted to not show off the IP. That stupid raise minimap thing still shows off the IP. Anyways, have some goodies, I believe, in this chest, and it's all disorganized. You see, I have a bunch of platinum as well as a bunch of iridium, and that is also the sheldonite method, which, if you watch my video, there's no sheldonite left in the end. Anyways, yeah, I have a bunch of random crap all around here, totem blocks which I found on the way, and stuff like that, so definitely gonna get into Formcraft. And one of the totems was actually over here. As you see, there is an aura node here too, which is quite big, 552. And it has a moderate flux level. I'm not sure why, because I mined away the whatchamacallit, the totems maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it has a moderate flux level, which is not the greatest. Hopefully we can repair the flux level by planting more silverwoods. Or if we research further, we might have some tools to repair flux. Anyways, brought these solar panels from spawn too, which is quite nice. I left nothing at spawn because, you know, we're not going to have many more new people, and if we do, they can come use my machines or something over here, possibly, if I allow them, of course. But now let's get to the main part of this episode. Enough talking. Probably been talking for 10 minutes. Ow. Ow. Stupid zombie. That hurt. And he dropped a carrot. Nice. Anyways, yeah, this is my very, very compact tree farm. It's no forestry, no traincraft or railcraft. It is computercraft. Completely coded by myself. And, of course, some parts of it were not coded by myself only, but most of it, I would say, is my own doing. Anyways, we have 110 stacks of wood, which will help us greatly, 111, which will help us greatly, as I was saying, in building our storage room inside of the house. I made this mostly, yeah, for the storage room sort of thing, for barrels and stuff like that, because having a healthy supply of wood is always good in Minecraft. And I picked, whatchamacallit, what do you call these trees? Brown trees or something? Pink, let's take a look. The saplings are called purple item saplings. I picked these trees because I wanted to produce both spruce and oak, which is quite nice. Take a look at that, they produce both. Sometimes they spawn oak, sometimes they spawn spruce, which is very nice. Anyways, let's block that off because I've had a creeper explode on me in here, and that is not nice at all. And let's take a look at the basics of the farm. First of all, the room is 7 high, which I described in my video, but the video was too quiet. Anyways, yeah, the room is 7 high to not grow tall trees. So it only grows 1 wide trees in here, with no like scrap pieces of wood around. Let's take off these glasses, all those nodes are distracting. Let's put on our quantum helmet. For Mistcraft, of course, I made it. And of course, also from Sheldonite. That matter fab is doing nothing. Anyways, as I was saying, room 7 high. big essential when building this farm, because if you don't have a room 7 high, big trees will grow, and that is not good for this farm, because these guys can't chop down big trees as they're programmed at the moment. Anyways, another thing that we have is these transposers in the floor. As you might have noticed, these guys are the ones that pick up the wood and the saplings. Ow, I just fell in one. And let's take a look beneath the machinery, what we have. These transposers are connected to a clock, which is set to a 5-second delay, which is connected to some jacketed cable, or not jacketed, but covered. It's basically this cable, but covered in slabs or covers. And this goes to each of the transposers. This is redstone pneumatic tubing, which connects to the transposers, and which this makes the transposers pick up stuff in a 3-block radius, which is pretty nice. I had a bunch of transposers here before, and of course that worked, but sorry about that. That created lag too. A bunch of transposers in one area creates lag, as yeah, I'm gonna have to modify that cow farm over there, because that creates a fair bit of lag too. But anyways, you see the wood coming over there. Alright, so all these pneumatic tubes, they go to this filter and to those barrels. This filter is set to only accept purple autumn saplings and oak saplings, because sometimes oak saplings drop, which is very rare, but I've seen it happen. So yeah, when the pneumatic tubes pick up a autumn sapling or an oak tree sapling, it puts it in this chest. And we have a bunch. I started with, I think, 5 purple autumn saplings, and overnight it has created this much saplings. So soon, not to overflow the transposers, we'll probably need to recycle them or something, but there's a problem with recycles at the moment. Right, so the rest of the stuff goes to those barrels. Let's clog up this hole and take a look at the barrels, because that has also an essential part of this farm. Anyways, yeah, the barrels are for spruce, oak, and apples, which are quite handy, you know, a food source of sorts. And this chest is for all the random crap that it drops everything else. Like, sometimes it drops flax seeds, as you saw in there, and stuff like that. And this has a restriction tube on it, which means that this pneumatic tube is the farthest distance away. Oh, sorry, man. What the heck is going on with my voice? Something weird today. But anyways, this restriction tube makes it so that items that go down it are only items, like, it makes it so the distance traveled is the farthest. This is made so that the saplings that drop here, and because they would be closer to this chest right over here, they would go in this chest. But we wanted them to go in the filter, and that is why the restriction tube is needed, so that they feel that that is a longer distance to this chest, and they go to the filter. That thing is the longer distance to anything. So yeah, only stuff that doesn't have a place in this farm will go there. Anyways, now I think it is time to take a look at the turtles. Oh yeah, this chest contains the bone meal. Anyways, these are charging stations, which are quite easy to make these days. They've changed the recipe to an iron gear and some other stuff, but it is very, very easy to make. So, shall we take a look at the code? Once these guys finish chopping, I think I'll stop them all so we can take a look and stop hearing these noises all over the place. Let us see. Okay, stop that guy, and if you don't know how to stop them, you press Ctrl T for 3 seconds. Quite handy knowledge, I think. Alright, and that guy, stop him as well. As you see, I've had to stop them many times, and I had many errors while doing this. So now this program is pretty much flushed out and is ready to use for anyone. Let's drop this sapling, hopefully. Yep, transposers pick it up. Let's take a look at the code. I called it startup so that if a server restarts or something, it starts it up again automatically. And yeah, I've made it out of functions, something I don't usually do. Functions is not something I commonly use, but in this code I decided to use functions to make it easier and to make the code more organized. So the main part of the code is down here, which utilizes the functions in the program to actually complete their actions. But first, let's take a look at the most essential functions in here. As you see, I have some lag when maneuvering this, so I wrote this in Notepad++ and just uploaded it to the turtle. Anyways, the main part of the code starts probably over here, where it places a sapling. It basically selects square number 1 over here and places the sapling on the ground. Then it goes on to bone meal the sapling, which selects item slot 2 and places the bone meal several times. Now you might be wondering, why do I place the bone meal several times? Well, by having this restricted space in here, let's drop that. By having this restricted space in here, but the trees doesn't always grow on the first try. So having it try 4 times for the tree to grow makes it more likely that the tree will actually grow. Otherwise it will just chop down the sapling, go up 7 blocks, go down 7 blocks. Which is, I guess, okay, but we want to optimize the farm as much as we can and make it as fast as we can, especially now that we have like a bunch of bone meal from spawn and stuff like that. Anyways, let's take a look at the rest of the code. So another essential part of the code is to check the amount of saplings and bone meal that are in the turtle. And of course this is also a function, which makes it very easy to use in any part of the code. So it gets the item count in slot 1, gets the item counts in slot 2, pretty basic. And if there's less than 3 saplings, it goes, turns around, grabs a sapling, and grabs some bone meal as well, so it doesn't have to turn around next time. If there's less than 10 bone meal, it does the same thing. Now, you might have noticed that bone meal and saplings amounts are different. And for the bone meal, I made it different because, you know, we are using 4 bone meal at the top. And if we use those 4 bone meal and we have only 3 bone meal, then when it turns around, it will grab saplings, and we want to have at least 1 bone meal in there. So just for safety measures, I made it 10. So yeah, it basically turns left, turns around, goes to both of the chests up and down, and grabs those stuff. Now let's take a look. This is a function that chops the tree down. Now this space is 7 high, so we want the turtle to go 6 blocks because there will be no tree growing higher than 6 blocks, I'm pretty sure. So it digs, turtle digs for 6 blocks, or not for 6 blocks, it digs up if it detects something on top of it. Like, you know, sometimes leaves grow right before the turtle goes up, because, you know, we have turtles in a tight space and stuff like that. So it digs up, and if a leaf grows again, it digs up again, and only when it can go up, it goes up. That is just a safety precaution because I had some turtles not going up because they just couldn't. I had them dig up once, but then another tree would grow from another turtle, and of course that would prevent it from going up, and that would make go up only 5 blocks. So yeah, that was a little bug fix that we had there. And after that, the transposers come into play, and the turtle drops the wood that it collects. So basically, it finds out the amount of spruce wood it has, finds out the amount of oak wood it has, and drops 1 negative that. So if it had like 4 spruce wood, for example, it would drop 3. Wait, is that rain? Dang. Okay. Aye, new menu. Love that. Anyways, let's turn off the rain. Yeah, today's gonna be mostly a programming episode, so if you guys like that, definitely stick around. Anyways, let's continue on with our talking. So, as I said, if it had 4 spruce wood, it would drop 3 wood, leaving 1 in this space, leaving space for it to pick up more spruce wood. All these spaces are covered with cobblestone, you might have noticed. You might be wondering, why is that? Well, when a turtle attempts to grab something from a chest, it tries to grab as much as it can. So if those spaces weren't filled, that would get filled up with bone meal or saplings, which wouldn't be good because we are not utilizing those spaces in our program. So yeah, that is basically it for the program. But one more essential part, which I'm very proud of myself creating, is this very top function up here, which states correct position, and that's basically what it does. Now I've made a GPS satellite up there, and look it up if you don't know what it is, but it has a built-in API, a GPS API, and if you set down for computers called trial iteration, I'm pretty sure, it makes a satellite, and by using the distance from those computers in a 370 block radius of the satellite, we can determine the turtle's exact position, which is sweet. It does that through using the GPS locate function. The 10 at the end is the timeout interval, so for how much it can wait. So if you have a bunch of lag, I made it 10 so that in case we have a bunch of lag, it waits for 10 seconds or so, I believe, or 10 ticks or something for a response from those top satellites over there. And yeah, now you might be wondering, why is it Z66? And let me show you that real quick. So by using the GPS locate command, we can locate the correct position of a turtle. So at 0, 1, and 66. And we are on level 66 right now, I'm pretty sure, but I can't show you guys that because that will of course show off my coordinates. But anyways, yeah, 0, 1, those are not the coordinates of this exact place, but those are the coordinates that they have moved from the satellites. So it has moved 1 to the right and 0, 1 to the left and 0 to forward or backward. So yeah, pretty nifty, pretty easy to use. And let's get back into start up. So yeah, when this it gets the X, Y, and Z values from GPS locate, and it compares the Z value because we only want it to compare up and down directions. So when Z is not 66, it tries to dig down if there's a block there, and goes down. Of course, we could have done the while loop there as well. So while turtle detect down, then it digs down, but whatever. That is efficient as it is, because it will anyways get to 66 before stopping this function. So I did this because sometimes the turtles, even though I had a bunch of dig up and dig down commands and detect down and stuff like that commands, they got stuck either down there, right over here, or up here for some reason, and that would just ruin the farm. So yeah, I decided to implement GPS into this system so that they always return to this position before planting or destroying any blocks. Also, a thing I'm looking to implement is a compass, which would turn the turtle around, and if the server crashes or something and the turtle's stuck down there, it wouldn't try to plant a sapling on this chest and then destroy the chest and wreak chaos like I had. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the code. And also make sure to rewrite the X, Y, and Z values every time it checks the Z. So every time it goes down or up, make sure to rewrite those, because I didn't, and it just went down, and went down and went down, and I had to go chop it down. Anyways, so yeah, the main part of the code is right over here. So this just is a while loop, and right now B is just true. It doesn't change anytime, but if we want to have a turn off system for the farm, we will of course turn B to false, and the program will stop. Probably have a touchscreen for that or something. But here we use the correct position first, then check the amount of saplings. If it doesn't have enough, it turns around, gets saplings and bone meal, place the saplings, bone meal, sapling, chop the tree down, correct its position again in case it is not in the correct position, then it drops the wood and sleeps for 80 seconds, letting the leaves to grow. So yeah, that was a bunch of talking, a bunch more talking than I expected to do. Anyways, let us start up this farm. Use the startup. Let's see if we can get started up on all these to start these up at almost the same time. Hopefully this doesn't fail, because sometimes it did. I hope I fixed all the bugs, but as you see, I just pressed start up accidentally on that one. There we go. Start that up and start up this guy too. So as you see, yep, that didn't grow, even though it got bone meal 4 times, but the total goes up anyways. That doesn't really matter, as we have these charging stations here, and these guys' fuel level are above 1 million already, because of the solar panels out there, of course. But anyways, as you see, now they are waiting for 80 seconds, all of them. They dropped their wood, the wood got in the barrel, and now they wait for the leaves to decay. Pretty much all of them decay, and yeah, which makes the farm quite efficient for saplings too. The bone meal, we'll need to think of a system to refill it, and I have an idea to grab one of the spawners from spawn, because no one uses those anymore, as they spawn creates just a bunch of lag. So I'm looking to grab one of the skelly spawners from spawn and hook that up to an ender chest, put an ender chest in the middle, so it grabs the bone meal out of the ender chest. Otherwise, we couldn't have like a tube in there or something, because sometimes the tree destroys actually the blocks that it grows onto, so that's not too good. Let's see if we got anything in here. Oh yeah, that is remnants from a creeper explosion. A creeper exploded right on top of me in that farm, and it ended up destroying quite a bit of stuff. Fortunately, the turtles survived. But anyways, I think that is it for this farm. That was quite a lengthy description of words are babbling. If you guys want a tutorial, or if you guys want a copy of the code, I can distribute it on probably the website actually of the server. So if you guys want that, contact me in the comments below. Now let's check something else out before we end this episode off. This is a cow farm. I made this for Mistcraft again. I made a lot of things for Mistcraft. Like the storage room will also connect to Mistcraft, because I don't know why, but eventually it will. I want to do a bunch of stuff with Mistcraft, as we are probably getting it on the server in a few days. I can get it on any day, but I've been lazy to do it, and I've been prepping for it mainly before I actually add it in. But this is a basic cow farm. I went and got a tier 5 cow spawner, and no, I'm not insane. I didn't kill 1,000 cows. I killed 5 zombie spawners actually, and those brought me the 1,000 kills that I needed to combine with a tier 0 or even 1 kill cow shard, and that brought it up to a tier 5 cow shard, so this thing spawns insanely fast. Just turning it on for 20 minutes, I got 48 stacks of leather and 64 stacks of beef, even more. As you see, I'm eating it at the moment, and I don't have igniters down there, so these are transposers which just pick up items. This might cause some lag, so prepare for some FPS drop. Let's see. Couch dropping. Oh, not much of an FPS drop actually. Doing quite well today. But anyways, yeah, the transposers just pick up all the items instantly when the cows drop and carry them to the closest barrel. Quite handy, eh? Pretty simple system. You have to drop them around 13 or 15 blocks or so. The cows don't have as much hit points as do other mobs in this game. But let's turn this thing off, as we have a bunch of leather already, which, as I said, we'll need for Mistcraft. Solar panels over here, these are for the charge stations. But anyways, guys, next episode, what we'll be doing is probably setting up the storage room. I hope, because that should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Like a bunch of barrels and probably a miscellaneous chest. That's all it's gonna be, and some filters to filter out you know, ores and stuff that needs to smelt or compress. But anyways, guys, as I said, if you guys would like an in-depth tutorial, if this wasn't enough on the tree farm, please message me in the comments below, as well as requests for the code if wanted. And of course, if you're on the server, I can upload the code to your turtle, which could be quite handy for you as well. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I can prep some stuff for next episode too, like prep barrels, and which should be easy actually, but the filter and stuff like that, prep it all. And yeah, maybe also modify the tree farm so that we have a skeleton spawner. Maybe not have it directly here, because that would probably cause lag to have it on and off all the time. So yeah, probably gonna change or make it somewhere back there or something, and place a little small chunk loader there. But anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed. Sorry for all the talking, but I hope it was fun for all the programmers out there. I know you guys enjoy my FTB episodes. I don't know why. I put a lot of effort into them, I guess, because it really takes a lot to make something like that tree farm over there. But anyways, guys, as I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Expect many more episodes of FTB this week, because I have a bunch of time to spend on it, and I'll probably finish the storage room even by the end of today. But anyways, yeah, see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.